Good afternoon, everybody. It's BDF44, chilling at work. I wanted to make a video about something that's been on my mind probably forever. I don't think I've really talked about it on here, but it's something that I've needed to address as a fan of the NBA, of sports in general. The NBA, particularly, I'll talk about the NBA because I'm really not huge on other sports and how they do things, but I'm pretty sure it's along the same lines. But I'll use the NBA as the more informed example that I can use. The NBA makes it a point to try to tell the fans, us, that we are the reason and the purpose, that we are why, basically, just why they do what they do. But I don't like that for a couple reasons. I don't like it because what it does is it takes the effort that the players themselves put into their skills, into their craft, and belittles that effort, that ambition to some degree. They replace it with money, of course, replace it with fame, but they snatch away the true purpose for which an individual who either discovers or demands upon themselves greatness within the repetition of their practice, within the passion that they put into it, within the study time, within the blood, sweat, and tears. The NBA is about making money as a whole so it can continue to grow and continue to give us the quality that we're used to having and all of that, and continue to play the players what they deserve, continue to make money for themselves. It's a business. It's a money-making business. But I think we're entering into an era where we need to be honest. Businesses need to be honest with the consumer. And most importantly, they need to understand the climate of the consumer today. A lot of people are ambitious. We see opportunities for us to get out of this hamster wheel that we're in, this work hamster wheel that a lot of us are in. We see people making it every day, coming out of nowhere, becoming millionaires, billionaires even, doing things that we believe we ourselves can do, with platforms all around us that allow us to display what it is that we do. And if we have the ambition, the passion, and the know-how, and the curiosity, we can do it. It can be done. We can capitalize on whatever opportunities we come upon. It's a beautiful time right now for that. Basketball players, maybe they know from the time they're toddlers. Sometimes guys learn how to play the game a little later and use their physical gifts, their physical makeup to kind of propel them into being dominant players or very, very good players, however you want to describe it. They should not have to, once they get to the expert level, which is the NBA, have to then lie to themselves, lie to the fans, lie to whoever's paying attention and say, we do this for the consumer. No, you did this because you love it. You did this because you discovered you're great at it. You use the NBA platform to display your gifts. And of course, this is what Charles Barkley was alluding to back in the 90s. You didn't sign up to be famous. Just because you've discovered that you're great at basketball, now suddenly you need to be a role model. You need to be unselfish to the point where everything you do is for the fans. You need to acquiesce in whatever way possible to ensure that the fans have an opportunity to watch you display your greatness because that's your responsibility. No, it's not. The reality is your only real responsibility is to yourself, to play the game that you love to play, that you've discovered that you're great at. And all that other stuff, all those other responsibilities that are placed upon you, are placed upon you by individuals who own the platform for which you use to display your talents, which is why it's so important for this era of athletes like LeBron James and others to take back that strength, take back that narrative, to own whatever the responsibilities truly are, and to not allow people who own the platform, whose platform is utterly useless without the talent that they display, telling them how and what to play for. I think too much of an emphasis has been placed upon allowing ownership to dictate the terms of what the players are supposed to be doing and how they're supposed to do it. I think we put too much emphasis on the platform and not enough emphasis on the talent as fans. I say that as a fan, thinking, well, why didn't he play today? He needs to play today. Or why didn't he stay with my team? He's disloyal. Or why? He ain't playing that game for me. The NBA has told me that he plays the game for me, and because he signed a contract with the NBA, that's their agenda, so therefore he must push it based on being an employee for them. But that's a bad narrative. That's a bad sense of the realities for which is going on. If you're going to give us a sport where real people are playing a real sport and they're really out there doing real things and really displaying their talents in real life, there's no script. It's not a WWE situation. There's no predetermined winners, allegedly, because we want to believe that these games are fair. Don't lie to the fans and guilt trip the players and enable media sources to uplift responsibilities upon players that are really cloaked in nothing but greed and the desire to continue to earn. The only reason why we believe as fans that we are the purpose for which these players are playing is because the NBA has told us this for years. They have told us that we are the center of attention, that we are why they do this. And I've heard several fans on certain forums saying, well, they do this for the fans. We should have a right to tell the NBA who to put in the All-Star game. No, the numbers literally should dictate who plays in the All-Star game. Why? Because it's about production and winning. It's not about earning money. That's the platform's agenda. The player's agenda is to win and to perform at a high level and to embrace the challenge of expert competition. That is what it's about. It's about getting your game to such a level that you get to play against the best of the best. Most players who love the game, they'll play it anywhere. They'll play at Utah, they'll play at UCLA, they'll play in Timbuktu. As long as they get to play against the best while displaying the fact that they are the best, they're happy. It's capitalism that places upon individuals these false narratives that some people are why things are done, rather than it just being about your own personal goals and your ability to display your talents. For example, if someone else were running in a different league with different agendas, it would still be the same goal for the players, which is to play the game. If the NBA wanted to just rally around a certain point, whatever that point may be, social justice points or whatever, and their focus was not to necessarily make the fans feel as if they are the recipient of all this hard work like they're the sole purpose for why this happens, but instead to put the onus on the fans to now be focused on social justice issues. Let's just assume some random thing so that we can kind of reel in the point here. That would be all it would be about. They could tell you anything they want to tell you. We're going to continue to play basketball only if you continue to focus on being better people every day. And with the LBA, the made-up league that I'm making up, the LBA, that's what we're about. Yeah, we want to give you an opportunity to watch these games, but we want to make sure that each and every one of you is donating to such and such charity or donating your time to such and such, and that's what we're about. Now, that's unfathomable because we live in a capitalistic society where we don't hold one another accountable for one another's efforts. But if you attach what capitalism attaches itself to, different forms, different platforms, different things, you could actually get things done. In theory, you could actually get some things done. Like, we're not going to play these games unless you do this, and this with your legislation, vote for this, and this. Like, it's a bunch of random things that could be if we lived in a world where money wasn't first. You know what I mean? The NBA say, for example, LBA, my made-up league, says, we're not going to play no games until we see no homeless people in the various cities that we represent. Meaning, we're going to take all of our resources, try to end this homeless situation, and we're going to hold it upon the fans, not to buy our tickets, not to necessarily buy our tickets, but to take the money that they're going to spend on our tickets and put it into situations that help uplift their various communities. And we want to see each and every person who gets a ticket for our seats to show proof that they've done something such and such good in their community. And that's the only way you can get a ticket. That's the only way you can get the games. That's the only way it can be seen. Like, that's, in a non-capitalistic world, that's what it looks like. We're holding one another accountable for the efforts for which we do to make the entire pot purposeful, perfect. Make the, not perfect, but make the world a better place or what have you. And that's just one example of things that people can do that we don't even fathom doing, because the first thing we think about is how we can earn. Now, some people are going to say, well, Brandon, that's not realistic, because it takes money to make things happen. It takes money to keep the games on television. It takes deals that need to be made with capitalistic buying power in order to see that opportunities for people to see these games and these buildings continue to get built and kept up and all this. It takes money. I get it. That's why capitalism works. That's why we're able to live underneath the guise that capitalism is the only thing that we can function under. The reality is, the truth is, it's not. And if any one of these corporations decide to maneuver this way, things can change. Things can truly change. Or if they decide to take on a third option that I haven't even thought of, they can maneuver it that way and use the leverage that they have displaying the greatness of the talent on the floor to push whatever agenda they choose. They choose money. Most corporations choose money. Most people are sheep, so they're just going to do what the next person does because they see it working, and that's how things are done, rather than being creative, innovative, bold, unique, responsible. So as I sit here and I say, well, the goal for the NBA is to make money and the lie is that it's about the fans, that's exactly what I'm trying to allude to. The entire purpose of me saying that is this. Don't let these people lie to you about why it is that players do what it is that they do. Don't let people lie to you telling you that it's the players' responsibility to be loyal to your city, to your teams. It's their responsibility to be loyal to their families, their friends, themselves, whoever it is they believe in upstairs. That's their responsibility. Not to entertain you. That's the platform's agenda. That's what fuels the owners. That is what funds their dreams, not the dreams of the players. And certainly it doesn't fuel the inspiration behind the fans watching the sport. Another thing I want to say, and I've already said this, but I want to reiterate this point in this video. It should not be upon anything but statistics determining whether or not these players should be getting awards. I don't want to hear anything about, well, Johnny was voted in by the fans, and even though Johnny ain't played basketball in 2 years because he's been out with a knee injury, he's going to be on the All-Star team representing the NBA because the fans wanted him. All-Star literally means the best of the best that year, based on positions, because that's just how they've divvied it up within this system. It really should be the best 12 guys in the league putting up the best stats. That's honestly what it should be. And I respect the idea that winning is important, but I also respect the idea that you could take a player who's putting up great stats off of a losing team, put him on a great team, and suddenly they're an impossible to beat team. So it's all about the individual and what they're able to produce, okay? Everything else is just them catering to that greed, catering to our egos of being the center of attention as fans. You do this for us, so therefore we have a say-so in who gets to be considered all-stars. It betrays the idea of what an all-star actually is, which is someone who played better than everybody else, and that's why he's heralded as the expert player of that season, or the expert team of that season, because he played well enough to be put on that team. He put up better numbers than the other guy. He produced more. That's why he's there. So if I sit up here and say, ooh, I like Yao Ming, I'm going to support Yao Ming. If Yao Ming ain't played well enough, then I'm doing more harm with my vote to the entire pot of NBA players, because somebody ain't going to make it based on them trying to acquiesce to my vanity, to my entitlement as a consumer. I'm screwing up the league by voting for Yao Ming if Yao Ming didn't put up the numbers, because Chris Webber doesn't make the team and he deserved to be there. His numbers are better than Yao Ming's, right? Just examples, obviously. But I'm a Yao fan and I pay my money, so I deserve to see Yao. Like, that's bull. That's bull crap. That's bull crap. That's literally bull crap. And I see it every year. We got the Taco Falls. We got my guy, Alex Caruso. Great Laker. Fantastic on the defensive end. Fantastic in his role. If you give him big boy minutes, I'm not ruling out the fact that he could earn his way to an all-star game, because I've seen that in him. As a fan of the Lakers and as a fan of the South Bay Lakers, I've watched Alex Caruso play well enough, particularly in South Bay, to make you say, okay, this guy has all-star potential. But they put him on the all-star ballot, or rather he was voted in by fans, almost voted in. I want to be accurate. He did not make the team, but he was close to it. Not because of his play or because of the production that he's put forth on the floor, but because of the hype around his image and the cult following based on the vanity of the average consumer. I like Alex Caruso because he looks like me, and I know damn well I can't be out there. So let me vote for the guy that doesn't look like he should be there, because that makes me feel like that caters to my vanity, basically. It caters to my ego. And that's what they're doing. They are patronizing your ego. The NBA literally patronizes the fans' ego. It massages that little vanity part of your brain that makes you think you're the center of the world. And it puts the players and their dreams and their hard work on the back burner. And the flip side of that is they throw a boatload of money at them, as to which for most people is enough. They'll do what they need to do because they still get to play the game, and it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad until it becomes that bad, and then it's damage done, which is why I make a video like this. So as a consumer, I say, y'all don't do this shit for me. I appreciate what you do. You don't owe me nothing. Anything that you do for me, if you sign my shoes, if you sign your jerseys, if you show up to a meet and greet, if you happen to put in the extra effort to assure that there's some other things that you can give to me as a consumer that I can spend my money on, like shoes and paraphernalia, video games and all that shit, that's your business. That's not done for me. That's something that you decided you wanted to do, and it's something that I could benefit from if I like it. It's a relationship. It's not a dictatorship where I own it all and you are living and breathing for me. So future athletes, I hope future athletes are watching this, young kids. Capitalism's always going to tell you have a responsibility to make me happy. You do not. You have a responsibility to continue to be as excellent as you possibly can at what you are doing while you have a passion for it. And when you're ready to walk away from it, you do just that. When somebody ain't paying you what you're worth, you walk away from them. You have that right. When it's time to be a free agent, you test the waters, you see where you want to live, you see where you want to play, and you put yourself in a position to play there. And don't let no one, not a soul, tell you that you do this for the fans. You don't know any of us. You did this for yourself, and you should be happy and proud of yourself for getting to this level if you're able to get there. That's the truth. That's what I have to say. My name is BDF44, and I'm out.